For the latest on the COVID-19 pandemic and its effects on all sectors of national life in the United States, let's go to the United States, where I'm being joined on the program by an epidemiologist who is also a public health practitioner, Professor Sherry Adeosun. She joins us from New York. Professor Adeosun, thank you for your time and welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
We've been discussing, taking a look at some of the perspectives of Nigeria's education system. Today we were talking about tertiary education and the fact that we might find it a bit easier to deal with young adults than we would with small children and all that. What's the situation in the United States? Because that's a system that is also opening up after quite a scare, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Even though we can say the curve has flattened, but the situation right now is we have different university meeting and making decisions on how and when they should open. So the decision across the board varies. We have university like University of New York, which is one of the largest private university in the United States. They are deciding to open and have a face-to-face come fall. And we have other universities like the California State universities that have over 500,000 students. They catered for. They have 23 university. They are not opening until like summer of 2021. So because you can notice that the different part of the United States were affected differently. So the decision to open varied across the United States.
Now, let's talk about the broader pandemic. I don't know if you've heard about what is being called the good news from the United Kingdom, Dexamethasone, this evening. Some are saying, so it was there all along, we just weren't looking. Is that resonating in the United States, do you think?
No, not really. In the United States, we're still looking at the different, waiting for different research results to come out. So there's really no like a miracle thing that has to be done to be able to like resolve the situation we're in until there's actually a vaccination. I don't really think we can actually be sure and say everything is resolved when it relates to COVID-19.
The United States still has the highest number of deaths worldwide. It also has the highest number of confirmed cases by far worldwide. What's the situation as at today? What can you tell us about what's going on?
Okay, the situation as at today in the United States, we have over 2 million cases in the United States and about 116,000 deaths. You know, the most areas is flattening down right now. We're able to like go out. We had like different phases of resumption of work. The essential workers are going out and people in different industry are actually back at work, but they still have to maintain social distancing, which is some of the things that even the universities in Nigeria all around the world, when they make decisions to open, they have to think of the social distancing, the health and the safety of the student and of the faculty, and also contact tracing. You know, and some universities are putting in place things like testing, regular testing for COVID-19, because without really testing effectively, you can't really know if this disease is spreading or is stopping. So that's one thing I found, a disparity across not just America, across the globe, that different countries are testing at a different rate at a different time. And that will affect the numbers that we're getting back. Because the more you test, the more numbers you're going to have. Just like in the United States, initially, we were not testing at the beginning, like early March, there was not really that much testing going on. But as soon as we started to do testing, more people were being confirmed as having COVID-19. Because we have to always remember there are people that will have it, but will not really show symptoms. And there will be some that will have it, and it can be really fatal.
Frontline health workers, those who are actually doing the treatment, the treating of people who come up, who probably have symptoms, may not have symptoms, but who deal with the whole case management process for COVID-19. What's the situation with them? Because in quite a number of countries, including Nigeria here, we do hear of fatalities amongst them, confirmed cases amongst them, and that sometimes is put down to the issue of lack of access to personal protective equipment. Is that the case in the U.S.?
It not really happened like at the beginning. because I felt like the government didn't really like take COVID-19 issue seriously as they should have. So there was some equipment that should have got into the healthcare worker early on that didn't. But within a couple of weeks, the situation were resolved. All the healthcare workers got the protective equipment that they needed, and then we didn't really have that much death rate in America when it relates to our healthcare workers compared to places like Italy. Because those things were put in place, So situation right now is, as we know, the number of people that are sick with COVID-19 is reducing, and that also has a negative effect in the sense that people that are like sick have other healthcare problem like diabetes, hypertension that need to be maintained. They are afraid to go to the hospital, because they feel like I don't want to catch COVID-19. So other things have to be put in place. There's campaign going on to encourage people. You still have to come. There's still something that is going on in your body. It's important for you to do your due diligence. I understand people are afraid to go to the hospital because they don't want to be exposed. There's so many myths and so many information out there going on. Like if you go to the hospital, they're gonna say you're positive, and when you're not positive. So I just want to encourage everyone. It's important to take care of your health. COVID-19 or no COVID-19. If you have a diagnosis that needs to be maintained and you need a maintenance medication, please contact your doctor and do your due diligence.
Just before I let you go, I must ask this, because going forward now, I know that the United States is opening up, like many other parts of the world, back after the state of lockdown that the world found itself in the immediate aftermath of COVID-19.
Yes.
It's always been a balance between life and livelihoods. How is that balance panning out as things are opening up? Are we having more cases there like we are having here?
Yes, in certain part of the country, when things opened up, states that opened up earlier than other states, for different states were opening up at different time because the pandemic hit the different state at different time. So those that opened up early, there were a few cases of a spike. It wasn't anything really crazy, but there have been cases of number increase in the cases of COVID-19, which is expected. But if we continue to maintain social distancing, continue to wear our gloves and wash our hands, that is really, really an important thing that we have to put in place. And I do not want to leave your presence without remembering our young people getting out of high school, going to college, to university. I know it's not like a normal season that we're in, but I just want to encourage you, be resilient, continue to push, don't give up. The situation is changing. Try to change and try to adapt with it. There's greatness in each and every one of you. That's our college students.
Thank you so much.
And
That's a
university
good
students.
point. That's a good point at which to leave it. Professor Sharia Dioshu, epidemiologist and public health practitioner, joined us on Skype from New York in the United States. Thank you for that note of optimism in ending, and thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a nice evening, everyone.